The film opens with a breaking news report on television, describing a city in a state of emergency. Murders and explosions are happening everywhere, spreading fear and confusion. As it turns out, all of this chaos is caused by a deadly competition known as the tournament. It is held once every 7 years in a randomly chosen city. The rules are simple and brutal. Volunteers must hunt and kill each other until only one person remains, and the survivor walks away with $10 million. The audience behind this event is made up of billionaires who gamble massive amounts of money on human lives, making this spectacle far more savage than it sounds. This time, the tournament takes place in the city of Ceará, Brazil. A man named Joshua is being hunted by another contestant, Walker, who is armed with a rifle. At this point, only 3 contestants remain: Joshua, Walker, and one more, who is already badly wounded. Joshua comes under fire but manages to escape into a nearby room. Using his wits, he tricks Walker into shooting at hanging meat dressed in a jacket. From behind, Joshua ambushes him and kills Walker with a crossbow. Even though Joshua knows the last injured contestant personally, the tournament allows no mercy. To finish the game, he shoots his wounded friend in the head, leaving himself as the sole survivor. And with only one man left standing, the game finally ends. Welcome to the tournament. 7 years later in Middlesborough, United Kingdom, a woman named Lai Jen enters room 107 of a hotel. Inside, she prepares a handgun in a special liquid that she must drink at exactly 9 o'clock. After taking it, she slowly loses consciousness. Shortly after, 2 doctors enter the room and perform surgery on her. In the same city, a priest named Joseph is thrown out of a bar after getting drunk and passing out. Unbeknownst to him, Middlesbrough has been selected as the next arena for the tournament since 7 years have passed since the last event. The entire city is now under constant CCTV surveillance. Phone signals have been disrupted, leaving no one able to call for help or understand what is truly happening. Elsewhere, the host of the tournament, Mr. Powers, prepares the audience. Wealthy elites and powerful officials gather, ready to place their bets. Powers introduces the new event, which features 30 contestants. Each of them has a tracking device implanted in their body, allowing the audience to monitor their locations at all times. Every player also receives a tracking device to detect nearby enemies. The contestants come from all backgrounds, including hitmen, athletes, special forces soldiers, and serial killers. Among them are Lai Jen, Anton, a Russian special forces operative named Yuri, Miles from Texas, and Joshua, the previous tournament champion. Joshua has returned to the game to hunt down the person responsible for his wife's murder 4 months earlier. A killer he believes is among the current contestants. As always, the prize is $10 million and the title of the best killer in the world. Powers adds one more rule this time. The tournament will only last 24 hours. If time runs out and more than one player is still alive, every tracking device will detonate, killing all remaining contestants. Lai Jen wakes up in her hotel room. She picks up her weapon and checks the enemy tracking device prepared for her on the table. She also notices the fresh surgical stitches on her abdomen, evidence of the tracker implanted earlier. Moments later, someone knocks on her door, claiming to be hotel staff. Lai Jen already knows it is a trap. The person outside is Steve, another tournament contestant. Calmly, she attaches a silencer to her weapon and opens the door. Strangely, the hallway is completely empty. Just as Lai Jen lets her guard down, Steve suddenly appears and attacks her. A brutal fight breaks out. Steve clearly has the advantage in raw strength, but Lai Jen's combat skills are sharper and more controlled. She manages to break free from his chokehold and snaps his fingers, sending him into a blind rage. In the chaos, Lai Jen regains control and ends the fight with a clean shot to the head. With that, she becomes the first killer of the tournament. The CCTV cameras then shift their focus to another contestant, Anton, a former athlete. In a risky move, he cuts the tracking device out of his own body and drops it into a coffee pot at a small cafe. He carefully watches as the pot is carried away by a waitress and eventually poured into a cup, which is unknowingly consumed by the priest, Joseph. Without realizing it, Joseph has just become a tracked target in the tournament on Anton's behalf. None of the contestants know each other or even recognize each other's faces. Only the wealthy spectators can see everything through the CCTV network. Because of that, no one knows that Anton's tracker is now inside Joseph. Outside, a sniper is already lining up a shot on Joseph, while another contestant waits inside a car with a shotgun. The sniper chooses to eliminate the contestant in the car first, knowing that killing Joseph immediately would likely cause the other attacker to escape. After that, the sniper turns their sights back on Joseph. But before the shot can be taken, the sniper is suddenly killed. With no tracker in his body, Anton becomes the only contestant who can kill without being detected, using Joseph as living bait. He also claims the sniper's weapon, a powerful rifle, perfectly suited for someone who can no longer be tracked. Meanwhile, Joseph heads to a church praying with complete sincerity, unaware of the deadly game unfolding around him. He is soon confronted by Lai Zhen, who points her weapon at him in confusion. According to her tracker, Joseph is marked as an enemy, yet he shows no resistance at all. Their close proximity also draws the attention of other nearby contestants. Suddenly, the church doors are blown open by an explosion. A Russian contestant named Yuri storms in and immediately throws another bomb. Lai Zhen is knocked unconscious by the impact of a falling church bench. Taking advantage of the moment, Yuri moves in to kill the unarmed Joseph. But Lai Zhen regains consciousness just in time and launches a fierce counterattack. In a one-on-one fight, Yuri has the upper hand due to his larger and stronger build. As Lai Zhen struggles, Joseph gathers the courage to grab a shotgun and intervenes, forcing Yuri to turn his attention away from her. That brief distraction gives Lai Zhen the opening she needs. She attacks relentlessly and pulls the pin from a grenade still attached to Yuri's pants. Moments later, the grenade detonates, killing him instantly. Suspicious of Joseph, Lai Zhen presses him for the truth. It becomes clear that Joseph genuinely has no idea what the tournament is, and unlike her, he has no surgical scars on his abdomen. Back in the control room, one of the staff finally informs Powers that Anton has removed his tracker and transferred it into the body of a priest named Joseph. This forces the CCTV operators to manually track Anton's movements through the surveillance cameras spread across the city of Middlesborough. Elsewhere, Joshua takes down another contestant with the calm precision of a seasoned assassin. From this kill, he finally gets a crucial lead. The man responsible for his wife's murder is believed to be Miles, a contestant from Texas whose behavior is deeply unhinged. Miles has already killed another player, taken a finger as a trophy, and even shot a dog for no reason at all. Not long after, Lai Zhen contacts Powers and explains that Joseph has been dragged into the tournament without his knowledge, somehow carrying a tracker inside his body. Powers shows no concern whatsoever. He orders Lai Zhen to keep playing and makes it clear that Joseph still has to die. Suddenly, a woman tries to ram her car straight into Lai Zhen and Joseph. Lai Zhen reacts quickly, shooting the tire and flipping the vehicle over. Instead of running away, Joseph, who still does not fully understand the situation, tries to help the woman escape from the overturned car before it explodes. He nearly gets shot for his kindness, but Lai Zhen steps in just in time and kills the attacker. After that, Lai Zhen finally explains what the tournament is and how it works. With no hesitation, Powers officially registers Joseph as a contestant. Joseph desperately tries to remove the tracker from his body, panic written all over him. Soon after, a police officer approaches them, but it turns out he is another contestant, aiming his weapon at Joseph. Lai Zhen shoots first and takes him down. At the same time, Anton is still following Joseph's signal, and now that Joseph is an official player, he becomes Anton's direct target. When Joseph sees Anton, he realizes the truth. The tracker inside him must have come from the coffee he drank earlier at the cafe, where he remembers seeing Anton. Lai Zhen immediately gets Joseph into a car, and they make a desperate escape, firing back as Anton chases them. Somehow, they manage to get away. Meanwhile, at a nightclub, Miles is surrounded by 8 other contestants. They wait, watching each other closely, building tension that becomes pure entertainment for the billionaire spectators. Without warning, Miles opens fire with a shotgun and kills one of them. Soon, 5 contestants are dead, most of them killed by Miles, leaving only 4 survivors in the club, including Miles himself. A chaotic shootout follows, leaving 2 badly wounded. Before it can end, Joshua arrives and swiftly kills everyone except Miles. Joshua confronts him about his wife's murder, but Miles claims he knows nothing about it. In the middle of the confrontation, a woman suddenly stabs Joshua, giving Miles the chance to shoot him and beat him unconscious. Joshua wakes up tied up, face to face with Miles. Miles mocks him with twisted laughter, bragging that he has killed thousands of people, but not Joshua's wife. He then cuts off one of Joshua's fingers and uses it as a cigarette. Finally, Miles reveals the truth. The person who killed Joshua's wife was Lai Zhen. Now with his answer, Joshua asks for alcohol. At the exact moment Miles lights his lighter, Joshua spits the alcohol straight at the flame. Miles is instantly set on fire. Using the chaos, Joshua manages to free himself by grinding the rope against a screw. Unfortunately, Miles manages to escape through a sewer drain. Joshua grabs a set of keys from the bar counter and takes control of a fuel tanker truck. With nothing left to lose, he goes after the person responsible for his wife's death, Lai Jen, who is still traveling with Joseph and heading out of the city to weaken the tracker signal inside his body. Meanwhile, the remaining contestants continue hunting each other down until only 6 players are left. They are Lai Jen, Joseph, Anton, Joshua, Miles, and one other contestant. Lai Jen stops at a gas station to buy strong laxatives, hoping Joseph can finally force the tracker out of his body. Suddenly, Miles appears right next to Joseph, still alive. Lai Jen reacts instantly, grabbing Miles and preparing to kill him. As a priest, Joseph desperately pleads for her to stop. This tense moment is watched closely by the billionaire audience through CCTV. But before a decision can be made, a loud alarm begins sounding from inside Miles' body. Powers has remotely activated his tracker, deciding that Miles should not be spared. Seconds later, the device detonates, killing him on the spot. After that, Powers contacts Joseph directly and explains the updated rules. Only 4 hours remain in the game. If no single winner emerges by then, every remaining tracker will explode, killing everyone left, just like what happened to Miles. Powers makes it clear that survival now requires the willingness to kill. Even after hearing this, Joseph refuses to change. He takes the medicine and heads to the bathroom, desperately trying to expel the tracker. From the neighboring stall, he confesses his guilt to Lai Jen, admitting that he killed Joshua's wife, who was pregnant at the time. That truth explains everything. Lai Jen joined the tournament to win the prize money so she could walk away from killing forever. The only other outcome she accepts is dying as punishment for what she has done. Suddenly, she urges Joseph to leave immediately, even though the tracker is still inside him. Her device shows 3 contestants rapidly closing in on the gas station. As they head back to the car, another contestant appears, aiming a bazooka directly at them. Before he can fire, a massive fuel truck slams into him, crushing the threat instantly. Moments later, Joshua forces his tanker truck to turn around and begins chasing Lai Jen and Joseph. Seeing no other option, they hijack a bus that had just crashed, even though passengers are still inside. Joseph takes the wheel, while Lai Jen fires back at Joshua to keep him at bay. The chaos escalates when Anton suddenly leaps from a bridge onto the moving bus. He slips inside with ease and engages Lai Jen in a brutal one-on-one fight. The tight space and the swerving bus make it nearly impossible for her to fight back effectively. At one point, Lai Jen is thrown out of the bus and nearly crushed beneath Joshua's tanker. Somehow, she manages to climb back inside and unloads everything she has at Anton until both of them run out of ammunition. In a final desperate move, Joseph slams on the brakes. The sudden stop sends Anton flying into Joshua's truck, killing him instantly. The tanker flips, rolls over, and erupts in a massive explosion. Thankfully, both of them survive the chaos. Joseph becomes violently sick and finally manages to expel the tracker from his body. With the device removed, Joseph is officially out of the game. Joshua, against all odds, also survives the massive explosion. The destruction continues into the early morning. With only 15 minutes left on the clock, both Lai Jen and Joshua face certain death unless one of them wins the tournament. Joseph helps the badly injured Lai Jen to a church, hoping it will offer some kind of refuge. Before they can catch their breath, Joshua arrives, ready to kill Lai Jen. He wants to know why she was willing to murder his wife and who ordered the hit. The truth finally comes out. Lai Jen carried out the killing under a contract from Powers, who specifically ordered her to kill Joshua's wife. No one else knew the truth except Powers himself. Hearing this only fuels Joshua's rage, and he prepares to kill Lai Jen. Joseph desperately tries to stop him, reminding him that Lai Jen was only a messenger, not the one truly responsible. As this unfolds, the timer keeps counting down, dropping to less than 30 seconds. In the final moments, Joshua kills Lai Jen and once again becomes the winner of the tournament. But instead of finishing her off completely, he removes the tracker from her body. Moments later, a limousine arrives and takes Joshua back to the tournament's viewing room. Joshua is congratulated for winning the tournament twice in a row and being crowned the deadliest killer in the world. Drinks are handed out and the crowd celebrates loudly. Joshua, consumed by anger, reacts violently. He throws his glass, climbs onto the table, and spits directly in Powers' face. The $10 million prize means nothing to him. All Joshua wants is an answer. Powers finally admits the truth. The only reason Joshua's wife was killed was money. When Joshua refused to participate in this tournament, Powers ordered her death to force him back into the game. As a hugely popular champion, Joshua draws massive attention, which means even bigger profits for the tournament. Hearing this pushes Joshua past his limit. He restrains Powers and forces the tracker, taken from Lyjan, into Powers' mouth. The system activates immediately. With only 3 seconds on the timer, both trackers detonate, killing them instantly. As with every tournament before it, the truth never reaches the outside world. The news is tightly controlled by the billionaires and powerful figures who watched and funded the tournament. The film ends quietly. Joseph is seen delivering a sermon at his church, and among the congregation sits Lyjan, attending the service as if nothing ever happened. So the moral of the story is never join a deadly tournament for money, never trust billionaires, and definitely never drink free coffee in a random cafe.